Hello my friends, my name is Ryan Freeman and you're watching my channel. I'm an American English teacher teaching public school at a junior high school in Chiayi City. Give me a thumbs up, write your comments down below. This is a March update. It's been a couple weeks since I made a video and I apologize for the lighting. I tried to do it on my balcony, but the light, the sunshine is just way too strong, and if I do it inside there will be an echo. So here I am, right? The camera is outside on my balcony and I am inside my apartment, and thus it is very dark inside. And some people have asked for an apartment tour. You know, I actually really want to do it. It wouldn't take very long, but I'm still waiting for a couple things to piece together before I give it. All right, so what am I going to talk about? I want to talk about my health. I want to talk about school. I want to talk about an exciting new project. So I'm going to go through that. First, I guess I'm going to talk about the exciting new project. I got a message in a line group, and then I was told by my school coordinator that there is a video contest for all public school teachers in Taiwan, that they can upload a video to YouTube between March 1st and June. And the video should be 1 to 3 minutes long, and it should show a positive take on why it's so cool to teach and live in Taiwan. That is the basic requirements. In fact, it was somewhat ambiguous. There was more legalese about the restrictions. For example, you had to be on certain types of public school contracts. The YouTube that you account that you upload to has to be your real name. Things like that, okay? And the videos will be judged based on quality, but also, and it seemed more important according to how it was worded, the view count. So videos that get over 1,000 views will be eligible to win the prizes, and the first few top videos will get 30,000 NT dollars, which is 1,000 US, and then like number 5 through 10 or 4 through 10 will get 20,000, taxed, I believe. But still, you know, it's not a bad chunk of change, especially if you already like making videos like myself. So I am gonna make a video coming soon. I haven't had much inspiration. I've been really tired dealing with other things, which we're gonna get to soon. But I will be making a video and uploading it soon, and then constantly reminding you guys, make sure you watch it again, okay? Luckily, it will only be 1 to 3 minutes. Okay, so that's the exciting part. I want to talk about my health next. Health-wise, I feel good except for my shoulder. Now, I've talked about my shoulder before on this channel 2 years ago. So I have had an issue with my shoulder for many years, in fact, decades. I believe it probably, I first experienced that something was wrong, like pain when doing very active things in my 20s. It progressively got a bit worse, but never so bad, until finally 2 years ago, or almost even 2.5 years ago, when I first was in Taiwan, when I lived in Taoyuan, my friend convinced me to go to the doctor. I went to one doctor, he did a sonogram at a clinic, and he said, oh, just PRP will fix you. PRP is like platelet-enriched plasma, something where they take your blood, spin it around, put it in the site that has inflammation or problems that need to be healed, and it supercharges your healing. I've had friends that have had success with that for various joints. But then my friend said, no, you need to go to the hospital to get a real test. And they did an MRI in Taoyuan, and the doctor said he didn't believe in PRP, but regardless, it would not work. I needed surgery. He said it would cost about... So if you work in Taiwan, like I do, you will be in the National Health Insurance Program, and that will cover most expenses. It will make your doctor's visits to clinics very cheap, like $6 US usually, including medication. Visits to hospitals could be a little bit more depending upon what you're gonna do, what they're doing, but still very, very reasonable. But if you do surgeries, the National Health Insurance will cover the doctor's labor, it will cover your admission to the hospital, it will cover some of the basic things, but it won't cover special materials. So if your surgeon needs like these special sutures or special gadgets to fix your body, you will have to pay out of your pocket unless you have an additional type of medical insurance, which some people do, but I don't. And so the doctor in Taiwan had quoted me 90,000 NT, which is 3,000 US. But I didn't feel I'm just, some people trust their doctors 100%. Some people trust their doctors, but check, for other options. And some people are very skeptical. I'm somewhere in the middle. I used to be very skeptical of doctors, but now I do trust them. But I'm not so quick to jump into medications. In fact, I'm very avoidant of taking medications. I've seen a lot of problems with how they've maybe have helped one problem that a family member or myself had, but then they caused a series of other problems. So I'm very avoidant of medications unless it's absolutely necessary. And surgery is obviously something I don't want. And people have told me some bad stories about surgeries. And so it wasn't such a big deal 2 years ago. I felt like if I did jujitsu, I'm a very active guy. If I did, as you can tell, not just joking. If I did jujitsu, I'd be in pain for 1 or 2 days and I can't sleep on my right shoulder, but it would get better and I was strong, I had no loss of strength. So I thought, I'm not going to get surgery. Forget that. Well, fast forward 2 years later and the shoulder is worse than ever. And some new issue where I'm feeling like, oh my God, something is not in the right place. The pain would last over a week, in fact, and now the pain is just always there. It's not strong unless I move it around a lot. Like now I teach PE and we've been doing Frisbee, capture the Frisbee and just Frisbee throwing. And if I just throw the Frisbee a few times, my shoulders hurt. I still try to do exercise push-ups and things like that, but I've had to take jujitsu off for the past 2 months because I would take it off for like 9 days. My shoulder would start feeling better. I'd go back, tell the guys I'm going to roll light. Got to be careful with my shoulder, and they would proceed to try to kill me. I love these guys, but it's not one of those gyms where they roll light. Anyways, I want to get back to fully exercising as much as I possibly can as a 43-year-old man, and at least get back on the mat and continue my jiu-jitsu journey. It's kind of weird when you've been doing something for 7 years or more than 7 years and then suddenly you have to stop. I still go running, but my knees, that's another issue. My knees are fine. They don't need surgery, but I can't run as far as I used to. Okay, I'm going to stop complaining. Let me just get to the facts, all right? So I end up going to another doctor who does another MRI, but this time with a contrasting liquid injected into the shoulder joint, which is like, they call it an MRA. It's an MRI with this contrasting liquid that gives them a better resolution of what's happening inside the shoulder. And this doctor I had a much better feeling with when I met him. It's at Jai Christian something hospital. I like the hospital more. I really like this doctor more than most doctors that I meet with. And he told me, he said, Ryan, he said, if you cannot heal this naturally because you have a complete tear of your labrum. It's called a slap tear. You have a complete tear of the labrum. If it was partially torn, then it could heal on its own. PRP could even help you, as well as other things. But because it's a complete tear, it will not be able to reattach on its own. It needs to be surgically reattached. I'm not an anatomist, So I can't exactly explain exactly what it is. It's like this cartilage thing that attaches to a glenoid or something like that, that keeps the whole thing together. And it is also intertwined with the bicep tendon. In fact, the bicep tendon, when you do overhand movements like throwing a ball or playing tennis, I was a tennis player. I've always attributed this injury to tennis, although it could happen from a hard hit, and I've hit myself hard. I don't know what it was. Something in years past that has gotten progressively worse and has gotten really bad the last 6 months. The bicep tendon can pull the labrum and tear it. And so mine was completely torn. And he said the only way, he said, you don't have to get surgery, but it will get worse, and you're going to have to deal with pain, for the rest of your life. And you'll never be at your full potential. And the bicep tendon will keep moving in and out because it needs to be inside this labrum thing and stabilized and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And although I'm very avoidant of medications and surgeries and all of that, generally, it made a lot of sense. But I wanted to fact check it, so I talked to one of the PE teachers at my school who is an avid baseball player who studied, a lot of things about the body, both as a PE teacher, but also as an avid sports guy. And he said he has a partial tear, and even he is considering surgery because he'll never be able to throw the ball as well as he possibly can unless it is whole. And has many friends that have gone through the surgeries and had phenomenal success. In fact, even the doctor had told me he's done hundreds of these surgeries each year, has had well over 1,000 under his belt. Their vast majority of the surgeries are successful, and the key thing is that the patients follow his protocols for rehabilitation after. So some stretches and strengthening exercises that will allow you to get full range of motion and resolve the issue and protect the joint. So anyways, my co-worker, PE teacher Lee, young man, he put me in touch with his professor at Jai University, who I had met, who had done a massage therapy. She is a professor of massage and physical therapy at Jai University, has worked with sports teams, college sports teams in America, has worked with national team here in Taiwan. And I had a long phone conversation with her yesterday, and she said, Ryan, if you're okay with not performing at your best, and you can manage the pain somehow, like with medication or something like that, you don't need the surgery. But, according to the details I told her, but if you have the time to get the surgery, it's not a very invasive surgery. It's arthroscopic, so it's not like a huge hole. It's sort of like a very small incision. And then it's like 6 weeks in a sling, and then 3 to 6 months of rehabilitating it. She said, if you have the time, it will be much better for you, pain-wise and performance-wise, in the long run. So I'm not planning to become I'm not going to try to go out and get a lot of golden medals in jiu-jitsu. That would be cool. But I just would like to play my sport again, without being unable to sleep for the next couple days, because you can't really sleep on your side. So anyways, I told my girlfriend to book me surgery, and I will come up with more details as it gets closer to that. Oh, my battery's almost out. I'm going to end this video here because my battery is almost dead. That's all. I'll bring you another video soon. Thank you for watching. My name is Ryan Freeman. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.